Hey guys, this is war number 8, and yeah, we're on full path 5 this war with a team of Doom, White Mags, and Moleman, fairly standard team for me. Coming up first against this Moleman versus Hitmonkey on path 5 section 1, it's going to be a similar fight, to sort of everything I've done on this node with Moleman. You just kind of want to wait out this first debuff immune, get those charges built up, and build to your L2, and once you're at that L2, since I'm using a skill power booster, the fight will just end. You know, it's a very, very easy fight using this strategy, and definitely think this is the best counter to this fight. This is with a 150 skill boost, and I believe 30% champion and 15% attack for this. So, yeah, very nice fight. And then we have a Hercules on this heavy hitter ebb and flow knockdown. The main thing you want to focus on here is two things really. His whenever he completes one of his prompts, he will get stun immunity, and during and he will occasionally place infuriate on you. And the strategy I'm going to be going here with Doom is going for an L3 right after a heavy to get a fuck ton of damage. But I need to make sure I do it when I do not have an Infuriate debuff on me, because that will mess with my Aura of Hazareth, it'll mess with my Fury, it'll mess with everything. So right now I just need to wait out this Infuriate debuff, and I need to make sure my Heavy is not during it. We get the shock there, so we can go for this Heavy, go for the L3, and at this point, the fight is basically won by me, but I need to make sure I pay attention to his immortality and I don't get hit there. He's not going to have many feats, so if he does hit me, it shouldn't kill me, but we do still need to pay attention to it. He immediately gets rid of the stun there, of course. And now we want to try and remove that feat. We got it with a nice parry there, so we removed the feat. And now we want to get to this L2. We get to the L2, and there he is pushed into his immortality with only a single feat. So now we just want to bait the L1 and kind of just play passive, wait out the immortality. Here he throws the L1 in the corner. It's an extremely easy dodge, and if you get hit, it's doom, so it won't matter. And yeah, nice easy fight. Now for this Morning Star, I'm just taking this with White Mags to get some extra pre-fights and some extra ramp up. It's a fairly simple fight. There is Mystic Dispersion here, but it's not a big issue because with White Mags, how his buffs fall off, you're not going to have enough falling off at one time that it's going to cause any issues, but you do need to be quickly baiting those special ones. And now here's the Doom versus Doom on Power Snap fight you guys have seen from me a million times. In this one, we go for just a 1 L2 for most, one Fury strategy instead of 2 Fury strategy for most of this fight, just to get the fight going quicker, and less reliance on his AI. Here, we're just seeing what Mystic Dispersion there is, and we have to do this to make sure he doesn't throw his L1. It eats a hit, but it's worth it to get the rest of the fight being easy. And we missed the dex here. I thought I dexed, but I guess I hit the L3 before I dexed. Not an issue, just a little bit less damage, but since this is an R3 and I'm boosted super heavily, damage is not a concern here. For our second L3, we actually do end up getting the dex eventually. Oh, never mind. For this, we get the dex buff to expire on a combo, and we had timed it to get the dex during one of the previous power snacks, so that means we don't actually have to go for a dex right before L3, but instead we can just combo in and get the L3 like this. That's the second way to do this, and that's generally the easier way. And now I see his health is at 62%, so I'm thinking, okay, I need to throw an L3 here fast. I need to not worry about getting the second Fury, and just throw an L3 here. To make sure he does not get backup recovery at a bad time, we're going to just throw this L3. And then the fight is good. We're going to throw an L1, we're going to throw an L2. The fight is effectively over at this point. And now we had forgot to click record going into the fight, so we had to click it mid-fight, but yeah, whatever. Pretty easy fight here. Mixmaster Mordo, I'm sure you guys have seen this a few times from me before. We don't have a White Max pre-fight, not that it really matters for this fight. Just gonna take this slow, keeping in mind the unblockable specials won't always connect. And yeah, using Mystic Dispersion to get to those specials quicker is really the main thing here. Mystic Dispersion and Mystic Power Boosters help so much in this fight. As you just saw, I got to my L3 in only 3 combos. Mystic Dispersion is just such an underrated mastery for Doom, especially in Alliance War. Absolutely love it. Here we have an invuln charge, so I decided to risk it and hit into his block with that. Probably a dumb idea, but it ended up working out, and I wouldn't have died if things went shit, because it's Doom, and I'm boosted quite heavily again. And now we just have a Symsup fight. I don't really understand why this is here. Again, it's just a basic fight, and we just have to take it with Doom. Um, yeah. It's on Intercept and Sadist, so we're just trying to get those intercepts off, and we're not going to throw our L3s because they'll get the Fury buff, so just L2s this fight. Now we have this yellow jacket on intercept. Again, I don't really understand this, but we're just going to take this as an opportunity to get more ramp up on white mags. We're popping these mutant power boosters for the fight after this. We have another Nick Fury, and yeah, just gonna pop these because might as well anytime you've got a Nick Fury fight with white mags. And this fight, since it's a metal, we can go ahead and shut off the ebb and flow intercept mode. It's a 70% chance to shut it off. We don't get it the first time. You can see it gives me the Fury, which means it's not shut off, so we're gonna have to intercept one more time to get it shut off, and then the fight will just be in my control at that point, and it's a very, very easy fight. So, the strategy here is the same fight as my Note 11 Nick Fury the other day, but it is going to be a little bit harder since we do have to go for intercepts. But yeah, really all I want to do is make sure we have that L3 ready to go. I mean, that L3 Cruelty ready to go for the second phase. And using those Mystic Power Boosters, we will get some pretty good damage in the second phase. I mean, Mutant Power Boosters, not Mystics. And yeah, we have the White Mags pre-fight here. I don't generally like applying White Mags pre-fight to his own fights, because I find it actually makes the fight harder with you losing prowess. But the thing here is he has Mighty Charge, so it's going to let me not have to reparry, and I think it's overall worth losing a little bit of prowess to be able to always have those parries stick. And yeah, um, pretty simple fight here. With just get into that L3 Cruelty, taking the first phase slowly, and then you'll have an easy second phase. Now we're ready for the second phase. I do not actually have the best situation right now. The cruelty is about to expire. A lot of my prowess are about to expire. Um, and here I go for an intercept. I thought he was dashing forward, but he wasn't, and I don't know why I thought that. It's just a dumb thing. And here he's at 14 charges now, so we have to hope this doesn't give him any more attack charges. But of course, since it is Alliance War, he does. And we try and bait an L1 to remove the unblockable. He's not playing ball. He's not throwing his L1s. So now I'm looking for ins for intercept. There, he gives me an intercept. We go for an L2. It pushes him to his L2, and it just kills since we got a lucky crit, and fight is over. Now a Wasp on Rage. I think Bullman is definitely the best counter here. You turn off Cruelty Mastery, and at that point, it's just an easy fight. We have a 15% attack, but no champion boost here. Um, and yeah, pretty easy fight, just 5 combos until she's dead. And now we have a Torch fight coming up. I don't really understand why this was placed. These guys had really weird defense. And they're turning Cruelty back on and just getting ready to go demolish this torch. The main thing here is we do not want to throw our L1 because L1 will trigger his smolders and give me incinerates off of that projectile in the middle of it. But other than that, super easy fight. Just pay attention to Hurt Locker and easy fight. Now I'm gonna try to start showing war results for videos now. Here you can see our stats. We died 7 times, they died 5 times, and we lost by 10 points. They had someone miss placements. This kind of sucks. Basically just one less death and we would have won, but a great performance still. 7 deaths is really, really solid. And hopefully we can keep up the, less than 8 deaths a war, and if we can do that, we should be good going forward.